Okay, we're going to read Uncover UNICEF Links to Child Sex Espionage Ring by Mark Birdman and Vivian Zuakos from Executive Intelligence Review, uh, July 3rd, 1987. I'm just going to read through this article real quick. Just another quick update. I think one of the places I'm going to gravitate towards is studying Jeremy Bentham, who helped found the British Foreign Intelligence Service under Lord Selborne, and he wrote a thesis called "In Defense of Pederasty." So there you have this very obvious link to child sex trafficking and uh, the world's largest foreign intelligence service at the time. It's worth looking into. But anyway, going on. It starts out. The Belgian director of UNICEF, the United Nations arm from the ostensible protection of children, was arrested June 18th for participating in an international pedophile ring which used UNICEF facilities to supply children to wealthy pedophiles. Belgium's UNICEF director, Joseph Verbeek, was only one among 12 individuals arrested in connection with this child pornography and procurement ring. According to the Belgian police, the ring spans the at least 16 countries where investigations are now beginning. As shocking as this news may be on purely moral grounds, what makes the case explosive is the fact that UNICEF's pedophile activity appears intimately intertwined with the intelligence operations. UNICEF Director Verbeek was arrested as part of a crackdown on child porn ring centered in the Brussels suburb of Aix-les, headquarters of the Center for Research and Information on Infants and Sexuality. The French acronym is CRIES. Already 5 years ago, the director of CRIES was arrested for using his high security job at the Belgian Ministry of Justice to procure and leak classified documents. Other CRIES members have been arrested for similar espionage activities. For intelligence professionals, the combination of pedophilia and intelligence gathering points to a likely Soviet involvement in the entire affair. EIR has, in the past, published extensive documentation of another United Nations centered international pedophile network with documentable Soviet tracks. This is the case of WICCE, a UN organization which is the coordinating center of a self avowed neo pagan movement headquartered in Geneva, Moscow, and Rome. It was founded on the initiative of Assistant UN Secretary General Robert Mueller. This is not the Trump Robert Mueller. The guy that founded World Core Curriculum. This is that Robert Mueller. At the beginning of 1976, Year of the Woman Conference in Brussels, Belgium. In Moscow, WICCE operates out of the offices of the Soviet Women's Committee under Galina Alexandrievna. Studies by EIR of mass murder cases and countless international pedophile rings, which in the United States alone are responsible for victimizing as many as 400,000 children, have consistently turned up WICCE involvement. The pedophile activities are used to provide Soviet and other friendly intelligence networks with lavish opportunities for blackmail and espionage. The involvement of UNICEF's Belgian organization with international pedophilia was uncovered when police conducted a sweep of UNICEF headquarters June 18th. According to statements from a police spokesman, the sweep was motivated by a broader investigation centered on the Brussels Center for Research and Information on Infants and Sexuality. Examination of UNICEF building turned up evidence that the basement was used to store pornographic pictures of children. Evidently, a computer was used to distribute pictures of these children to a list of 400 wealthy clients who would choose sexual partners from among the children available. As a result of these findings, the Belgian authorities arrested two UNICEF employees. The first was UNICEF's caretaker, Michael Fallou, as well as its director, the 63-year-old Verbeek, formerly a journalist for a leading Belgian Flemish language daily. Verbeek had used his UNICEF position to procure children, often from broken homes, for his international clientele. Since UNICEF is the best known child help agency in the world, it is doubtless easy for Verbeek and his associates to procure large numbers of young ones for sexual exploitation. According to the Belgian police, names of infants as young as 8 months in age were found in the UNICEF basement computer that stored the children available internationally to pedophiles. Verbeek, however, was not operating in isolation. According to reports published June 20 in the Italian daily Il Messaggero, the investigation into the UNICEF-linked international pedophile ring extends to Holland, Great Britain, France, and Switzerland. Among those arrested, apart from Verbeek and Fallu, there were 8 other Belgians plus 1 Swiss and 1 Dutch citizen. The hub of the entire network, where at least one arrest was already made last March, is apparently the cited CRIES organization under the guise of studying so-called infant sexuality. CRIES and its affiliate offices in Switzerland and France gained access to the children whom authorities believe it used to serve as pedophiles in about 15 countries. These include most of Western Europe and the United States, Canada, Japan, and 2 African countries. CRIES is also the link to which ties the pedophiles' activity of this network to illicit intelligence operations. It was investigations into CRIES network which led authorities to UNICEF. Another trail led across the border to the Netherlands, where police found a pornographic laboratory stocked with thousands of feet of pornographic film. CRIES was founded by Philippe Carpentier, a former functionary of the Belgian Justice Ministry, arrested 5 years ago for leaking secret documents. Carpentier's high security position at the ministry was that of a translator of documents from the so-called Trevi Group. This refers to an inter-ministerial body involving Western Interior and Justice ministries. It coordinates intelligence and police work in the battle against terrorism. Carpentier passed that intelligence over to terrorist networks. In at least one of these incidents, he passed documents from the files of the Belgian Vice Squad to the leftist magazine Pour. He also passed on a secret report of Interpol Wiesbaden on the German Red Army faction terrorist gang. For these and related activities, Carpentier was jailed 5 years ago. However, his job at the ministry was handed over to another CRIES figure, Michel Decree. Why and how this outrageous breach of security occurred is still to be investigated. In any case, that is known is that Decree predictably continued Carpentier's intelligence activities. For this, he himself was arrested in March of this year. According to Belgian sources consulted by EIR, their job in the Ministry of Justice had given Carpentier and Decree, who were simultaneously involved in child pornography procurement activities, access to some of the most sensitive information passing over the diplomatic and bureaucratic tables of Europe. The full dimensions of the security threat to which the West that this situation implies at present barely can be imagined. Meanwhile, the investigations are continuing. There has even been some talk that the names of the 400 high-ranking pedophiles found in the UNICEF computer may be released to the public. So that would be interesting to get our hands on. I want to mention again the guy, I think he's an editor of Washington Times, Arnold de Bogrov, who is essentially a count, Frank Wisner guy for the CIA, and ran Belgian intelligence, head of military intelligence, I believe, is Belgian, represents the Belgian royal family. But this is the guy, editor of the New York Times, I believe during the time when they came out with the whole Craig Spence and Cowboys touring the White House, famous article that everybody throws that picture around. So quite interesting little snippet article here from 1987. I just wanted to check that out real quick, and I'll see if I find this list of 400 names or anything else further on this issue. All right, like and subscribe for more little tendies like this, and have a good night.